Greetings from Bulgaria. I'm VULKK, and this is an improvisational video part of my Star Wars The Old Republic Basics Series. The inspiration for it I'm taking from SWTOR subreddit, and this is the post that I will be using as a skeleton or as a schedule for what I want to talk about, published by user, as it seems, new player but actually returning one, called Angelic Karma. Forgive me if I'm reading this wrong. Most of you probably know already that I don't usually read names properly. I have that issue sometimes. The video will be improvisational because I don't have a script except for those 11 points, and at the moment of recording I don't even have a title for it. I just know that it will be aimed at new or long gone returning players because we've had a lot of those types of players recently, and I would like to offer my help as much as I can. Let's begin with the questions and my answers. First topic, legacy. What exactly is legacy? Why does it matter? Or does it actually ever matter if you level up your legacy? It was released, if I remember correctly, originally with patch 1.2 in the very early months of 2012. Legacy is a second way for you to level your character. It gives you a chance to upgrade some of the perks, like for example we have personal perks for every character you create. Part of the legacy, they all required you to pay stuff, and they all require you to be a certain legacy level. Now, just a very quick example, there are far too many skills and upgrades for me to list all of them, but this is the character perks, meaning if I unlock anything here, it will be valid only for the characters that I'm unlocking them on. The legacy also has a level. I should probably make that clear from the very beginning. You start as legacy level 1. Obviously, as you level up your character, or I should say characters, your legacy levels up with you. Gaining legacy level 50, which currently is the cap, and it has been the cap since the very beginning of the game, is a very long and for some of you probably tedious process. Now, depending how many characters and how quickly you level up, you might actually reach level 50 legacy within the span of a few months. For me personally, it took me about half a year, or roughly so. I don't remember really. A very quick example, you can improve Warzone experience, Flashpoint experience, Space Mission experience, and so on. Down below you can unlock various points to where you can travel quickly and easily. And when I mouse over these, you would notice that you can purchase them with credits, and they also require certain legacy level, which means to be able to unlock the 6% bonus for Warzone experience, you need to pay 20,000 credits in-game currency and be at least level 2. The following perks are upgrades, and you can add more percentages to this bonus, but the higher you go, the more money you will have to pay, and the more the higher level legacy you would need to be. And then we also have the so-called global unlocks, which are for all of your characters. You definitely need to spend some time reading and looking at these things, because if I start explaining the legacy on its own, it would take me probably about, 20-30 minutes of a standalone video. But basically there are a lot of perks here on the global unlocks window. Everything you unlock will be forever unlocked on all of your current and future characters, which means datacrons, for example, are something very important in the Star Wars grinding process. Once you find the first datacron, it will be forever listed here as part of your legacy, and that's also retroactive. If you've been playing the game years ago and you've found some datacrons, when you return now or tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, these datacrons will be back and ready for you, waiting on all of your current characters and future ones as well. Now, without taking too much, speaking too much details about this topic, let's move on to the next. What are the common data crystals and what exactly do we need them for? As you play the game, you're earning various currencies. Some of them, or probably the most popular one, would be the gear upgrades and special items panel in the third tab currency of your inventory. Common data crystals, glowing data crystals, and radiant data crystals are different kind of currency rewards for doing quests and missions. The common data crystals are the largely most popular one and the cheapest one. You cannot buy them from GTN, you cannot buy them with money. The only way to earn these crystals is through gameplay, finishing quests. Mostly while leveling, you would earn those when doing heroics, and specifically, most of all, the biggest part of those crystals will come from doing the main storyline, the main quest storyline for your character or characters. They are important. I would advise you, every time you get the quest during leveling, pick the data crystal reward, don't pick anything else. Anything else is more or less temporary, and the common data crystals will forever be yours. Of course, you can spend them and they will never be yours again, but you can trade them for a weapon. On the fleet, you would find tons and tons of vendors, and on all of the planets as well, that would offer you shells for outfits, but also for gearing up. Shells, that's what I call a shell. This helmet is a shell, and inside you can put various mods. The third topic is the quests versus the story quests, or let's call them side quests and optional quests versus main story quests, depending on whether you're a subscriber or not, and how many legacy perks you have unlocked, are you using a Steam, and some other various reasons. It may be possible for you to level just through story quests, the main story quest for your character, which is probably the best experience story-related, story-wise. But the more quests you skip, the less gameplay is involved within your leveling process, which also means that you would not learn as best you could your character. Every level, almost every level for your character gives you various skills, passives and actives, and the more practice you get with those new skills, the best your experience would be, the better your performance would be. Generally, after 4.0, patch 4.0, which landed November 2015, BioWare split the game into main quest storyline and so-called side quest storylines. Most of us are able to level just through the main storyline because most of us have enough bonus XP perks to allow us to do that. If you're a brand new player, just subscribed and starting the game, you will have to do some side quests. And that's actually not a downside. Don't think about it as something bad. It's really good. Jumping on quickly to the next topic, which is actually related to the questing and experience gain. Dark versus light event. It is currently going on its second month now. It is expected to run up until a week or two prior to launch of the next expansion for Star Wars: The Old Republic. It's going to be called Knights of the Eternal Throne, or KOTET. The event allows you to level up new characters. You have to start a new character. If you have a low-level character created 1, 2, 3 years ago, it doesn't count. It has to be a brand new character. And I might as well actually log off and show you what is the difference and why does it need to be a new character. When you make a new character, on your login character screen, there will be that new special icon, which means that this character performs and benefits from all of the perks and bonuses this event grants. Leveling characters through the old content of SWTOR, there is nothing new specifically added for the dark versus light, allows you to gain some rewards. There are many tiers, and some of us I can actually show you here. I also have a very detailed guide on my website. I could probably link it here somewhere if you want to check it out. I have also a 40-ish minute long video talking about this event. What is it? Who is it for? Why is it good? Why is it bad? My personal opinion and other various topics related to it. These are all the tiers available with the event. It is expected to run through and until somewhere around the end of October 2016. That's just prediction. It's not official yet. As soon as it becomes official, you will find the news on my website, and I'll link it on all of my social accounts for everybody to catch up in case you need it to. Why is this helping for your legacy leveling up? Because from the various tiers you get some nice interesting boosts. For example, with the completion of the legacy tier, the second tier, you would get these 3 pieces of armor. They have a bound or default armoring mod, which means they only have 2 other mod slots available. But with that also comes a very special boost. When you have 3 items, and these 3 items come together from the second tier being completed, These 3 items will grant you a total of, you can see the 3 items set bonus: increase experience gained by 25%. Combining all of the 7 items from the full set means you will have a 50% experience gain, and regardless of how many other perks you have activated on your current and future characters, you will definitely be able to go with a new character with this set, because it's legacy bound set, through all of the main stories of all of the classes without having to bother with side missions, heroics, flashpoints, or any other thing like that. The next topic is crafting. Do you need to craft when you're a brand new player? No, definitely not. Which are the best specs or the best combinations of crew skills and crafting skills? There are many. For me, even though it's been nearly 5 years since I've started playing the game, still Biochem is the most important one. Why? Because Biochem produces all sorts of stims and adrenals which are useful and usable, and once you use them, they're gone. In the beginning, when the game launched, we used to have those reusable adrenals and reusable stims. They are long gone now with, I believe, patch 3.0 or 4.0, doesn't really matter that much. But what crafting or crew skills you pick depends entirely on playstyle. I would say when you're starting the game as a new player, do not bother with the crafting skills. You don't need to think about these things. Good for you is if you're a subscriber that you would have all three of the crew skills unlocked to you on this and on any other character. Maybe it's good to know what sells well currently, and it's been for a very long time. This item has been selling well. Yeah, that is that a little bit of annoying lag. The augment kit currently, MK9, is the highest tier, and those are crafting quick and relatively easy, and you can sell them on GTN if you want to. There is another topic about GTN specifically a little bit later on, so let's not go too far ahead. Abilities and quickbars is the next topic. The question asked on Reddit is, do I need to use those utility points immediately as I earn them, or do I need to save them for later? First, I have a very detailed video, but it's a little bit old now, so probably most of you have never seen it, explaining what the combat proficiencies window is and what the discipline system brought to the game. Because back then until 3.0, we had a standard 3 trees available for each class with very typical MMO branching abilities that you start from bottom and pick up until you get as far closer to the top as possible. On the left side, you gain active, marked with green, and passive abilities marked with, I don't know, pale white border. These are utility points. As you level up, these things are granted automatically to you. You don't need to visit a vendor for these abilities. There are other abilities that you need to visit, not the vendor, but the class trainer, I should say, and purchase them. If you're a subscriber, you can get them for free. I cannot remember at the moment if free-to-play players and preferred status players also get them for free. Please confirm that in the comments for me, because I've forgotten what was BioWare's statement. Another thing, if you're a subscriber, resetting them is also free. You cannot reset your utility points in the right side of the discipline window if you haven't purchased the legacy perk, which, let's see if I can find, where the hell was it? There we go. Field Respecialization. I'm sure I've pronounced it wrong. You may switch disciplines while in the field. Normal costs apply. There are no costs because I'm a subscriber, and forgive me, but I cannot tell you how much this thing costs to unlock because I've already unlocked it. And then these utility points are up to 7 in total when you reach level 65. Whether you spend them immediately or you save them doesn't really matter that much. You can always reset them free as a subscriber, or if you don't know exactly what to put the latest point you've earned, just don't spend it immediately. Take a look at the guide on the internet or ask someone. I could probably be helpful with that. I've played pretty much all of the classes and I do have more or less enough experience to give you an advice. But definitely they are refundable at any point and at almost any time. So don't worry about spending them and not being able to reverse them. They are not constant and you're not losing them when you spend them. There is always a cheap enough or a quick enough chance to get them back. If you're a subscriber, you would also get a ton of quickbars, 6 in total, with plenty of slots to mount pretty much any ability, skill point, skill, or item that you wish. Some of the classes require far less abilities to be put on keybinds. If you're using keybinds, of course, you might actually use the mouse and click. That's entirely up to you. But being a subscriber and having the full user interface unlocked is really a good perk and very useful. If you're preferred status, you will get a much more expanded UI as well compared to the free-to-play status, but I cannot really compare at the moment what exactly was the difference. I've already talked about utility points, which was supposed to be my next point. Let's get to the ship teleport and bring you back to that screen where you can unlock various travel points. Not so cheap, yes, that's true. For example, if you want to quickly and easily travel to Yavin 4, you would need to be at least level 55, be at least legacy level 5, and pay 200,000 credits in-game currency to unlock this. If you're a subscriber, you would get all of these things with cooldown. These are the items I have placed in easy to reach keybinds on my toolbar. I use often personal ship transport. Capital World Transport, not so very often. Outlaws then is useful to me because, well, I do like to go there and wander for some PvP activity from time to time, but not so often lately. And I have a priority transport to the Zerka area. Why the Zerka area? And you might also ask why you, VULKK, haven't purchased all of these other things. Because Zerka area, just like many other areas in the game, this is actually a daily area. They have a very nice terminal. The same terminal is available on the fleet, but it's not exactly reachable with just making 2 steps after you spawn there. And in Zerka, as soon as you spawn, there is a very nice and easy to use terminal that can send you pretty much anywhere you wish to travel. And there is Yavin. If you want, of course, you can spend the money I've already told you that's required to travel to Yavin, Rishi, and all the other places. Maybe, for example, some of them are not available here and you would like to pay for them, but that's entirely up to you. Another perk for being a subscriber, that the quick travel and emergency fleet can be brought down to 0 cooldown. Originally, they have a very small, short cooldown, which I don't remember at the moment. I believe it was 2 minutes for the quick travel and 30 minutes for the emergency fleet, but by all means, this is just a guess. And I'm guessing because I've unlocked the perks from the legacy. If I can only find where the hell this is. It is in fact a global unlock, which means once you pay the price required for all of these items, they will be forever unlocked on all of your current and future characters within your legacy. There is the example: Legacy Fleet Pass 1, Upgrade 2 and Upgrade 3, as well as Legacy Travel 1, 2 and 3. Then again, another very useful legacy unlock, which is relatively cheap to purchase with cartel coins and unbelievably expensive to purchase with in-game currency, the credits. Whether you want to spend one or the second, it's entirely up to you, but I highly advise you to pick up the rocket boosts, or most of us would like to call them the rocket boots, because, well, I won't demonstrate you right now, okay? But basically what I wanted to say is that most of the characters, unless they have a very specific backpack or something else, part of their gear, they are flying with the boots. Right, next topic, before I lose your interest completely, the next topic would be mounts. Mounts are another very interesting part of the game. If you unlock a normal mount, you would see that if you're lower level especially, they will have 3 different tiers of mount specialization, and throughout your leveling you would be able to unlock various mounts. They only look different. All of the mounts in the game have always 3 tiers. They are basically based on speed and how quickly you can be dismounted and the mount being destroyed. Most of all, it's important to remember that tier 1 is the lowest one that you can earn very soon after you create your character in the very early levels of the game. It will be tier 1 and the mount will be quite slow. Tier 2 is the middle game mount. and it will be a little bit faster. And tier 3 is the so-called, it's just me calling it endgame mount. Pretty much requires you to be, correct me again if I'm wrong, I don't remember these things because I never pay attention to them. Tier 3 I believe was granted at about level 39 or 40 or so. Again, free skill upgrade for subscriber players and probably a little bit more expensive for the free-to-play folks. The mounts only look different, as I've said. There is, however, one mount. You might actually see some people using this specific mount. Let's see if I have it available here in my inventory on VULKK. I should, yeah, because it's once you get the mount, this mount, it's unlocked to every other character. This is a specific mount that it only requires the basic tier 1 specialization to use it, mount it up and start riding it. But it's always a tier 3 speed. Regardless of the level of your character, this mount is unique and special. As far as I know, it's the only one available in the game. How do you get it? Through referral links. Please don't start spamming referral links in the comments down below. Every time I see those types of links, I delete the comments. There is no point. It's a very bad habit if you do that or if you think about doing it. Thank you very much. Referral links work in a very similar way probably that you've seen in other games or pretty much everywhere else. When I post a link, and I usually have my own referral link on my website and on each one of my video Star Wars The Old Republic videos descriptions, the person who clicks that link will receive 7 days of free subscription, which as far as I remember doesn't give you access to the Fallen Empire chapters, but it gives you access to everything else. And I will get a small kickback since I've already gotten all the item rewards for the first time, for the first 5 referrals. I've got about nearly 350, probably 400 referrals already. So right now what I'm getting in return for advertising for the game and bringing new players, I'm getting cartel coins. Thank you very much. Actually, the cartel coins allow me to make giveaways, and that is how people earn free stuff from my channel and from my giveaway games. I'm also spending a huge amount of these cartel coins on my Patreon campaign. You're very welcome to take a look if you wish. The last point, the last topic is the auction house, or as we call it here, GTN. You should be calling it GTN because that's exactly what the proper name is. Not that everybody would get angry. The GTN game is absolutely not for newbies. I would not recommend you sit there, stare at the items and try to make money. Level up your character, level up 2, 3, 15 characters if you wish, and then think about playing the GTN game. The GTN game or the auction house game is exactly as it is in probably every other MMO that has that feature. You sit in front of it, you check which items are underpriced or overpriced. You might decide to sell something or you might decide to buy something. People constantly brag to me or show off to me. For example, very recent case that I remember is a friend of mine bought a ridiculously expensive weapon. I believe it was the Unstable Arbiter's lightsaber for 5 credits. Yeah, it's not supposed to be 5 credits, maybe like 15 million credits or so. I don't know its current price at the moment, but it's one of the most rare items in the game, and it's also very expensive. I've gotten mine through a gift. I didn't pull it myself. I don't have the money to buy it as well. This is it. Very unscripted video, but I hope you have enjoyed it. Now, obviously, if you've reached this, 45th minute of it, you've probably enjoyed it. I hope that you also found something interesting and useful. If not, well, thank you very much for staying and listening anyway. I will see you next time, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If so, click the like button and help me out. Also leave a comment and let me know what you think. Visit my website VULKK.com for daily videos and news, and stay in touch by following me on Facebook and Twitter. To help me improve and expand, consider becoming my patron with a small monthly pledge.